Morning, Mr. Chairman. Christopher Alexander here in opposition to House Bill 471. I would like to incorporate fully by reference Ms. Hines' statements regarding why this bill is not a good idea. We strongly oppose it. A number of people have contacted us with those very concerns. So I'd like to register our opposition to the legislation on its face, and I would also like to respectfully request that one of the members of the committee recuse himself from voting on this particular legislation because he has a vested professional interest in the legislation. And so we would like to call that to the attention of the committee members with respect to Representative Turner, who I believe owns a pharmacy in his district and at least potentially stands to benefit professionally and financially from this legislation. And creates the appearance of impropriety with regard to his objectivity in voting on it. I don't know that there is a particular ethical prohibition against it, but I wanted to call that to the attention of the committee for its consideration.
And butting in here a little bit, I do know that, but I am going to allow him to vote because he is, to me, he's the expert that we all ask for when we have things like that. It's like I'm expert at part things and others. So
well, that is your decision. That is
yes,
obviously
sir.
your decision,
yes,
Mr. Chairman, on that issue.
Go ahead and.
But it is important, and I think it's important for to recognize as a matter of public record here that Representative Turner was absent twice for a committee vote on House Bill 372, which was an important piece of legislation, would have granted sovereignty to the state.
State your point. Hold up. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When public testimony is being made, with all due respect, it's important to focus on the merits of the bill. Representative Turner's name is not mentioned anywhere in this bill, Mr. Chairman, so I would ask that we direct the witnesses to focus on the merits of this bill.
Point well taken. We will direct this too and not talk about Representative Turner anymore.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But to the extent that Representative Turner is a public servant, it is relevant to note that he was absent twice for an important piece of legislation. But he's here to participate in legislation by which he stands to benefit. And I wanted to state that as a matter of public record, and I appreciate the chairman's time. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to do that, Mr. I've got Representative Hughes. I had you first. Did you have another question that you wanted to ask?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to put on the record, I respect every witness, regardless if I agree with their testimony or not. But I think it's a bit out of bounds to call out any member. I think every member up here, we're bound by a code of ethics, and we have to be accountable for our own actions. I know Representative Turner to be a man of impeccable character and integrity, and he can make the decision for himself. And I think given the hundreds and thousands of votes that we all take, we can probably, see how any one of us could be called out for any particular vote. But I just think the testimony is a bit out of bounds.
Well,
and I think it's time to restore decency and decorum to this bill. Excuse me, I have the floor. And so, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate that, but I'm a bit offended by the testimony.
And I respect your position, Representative Hughes, but I have said
You're not on the mic, and you can't speak. You cannot speak now.
Okay.
All right. Now before we go, Representative Hughes, I appreciate your testimony, and I agree with Representative Hughes. We're all here to do the best we can. I don't think I ask Representative Turner about when we have pharmacy bills. I always ask him. He can tell you, and I respect his opinion. I don't always agree with him, but I do respect. I try to get more information, as do the other members here. So we don't appreciate you calling. I'm not asking you a question. Don't make a comment. We don't appreciate you attacking one of our members.
I don't believe
Sergeant at Arms. Could you remove him, please? I've asked you twice not to say anything else.
I don't believe I attacked him, Representative Bagley.
We're in stark disagreement. Representative Turner.
Ms. Hines, hey, so I was a yes on 372. If you would, please go back and look at the video from 10:22. I think it was 10 o'clock, about 10:30, I had 3 bills in Senate Health and Welfare, and that's where I was. But I am a yes on 372. So if you bring it back up, I will vote yes.
Thank you.
On the record.
Thank you.
Sorry I missed the vote. I was here. You saw when I left. I got a text from Chairman Mills. I
Thank
don't
you so
like
much,
being
Rep.
on the
Turner.
defensive end of this, but as you know, and I told the author, I was a yes on 372. Would you please, Chairman, if you would allow me just 2 minutes, what does 372
You have
do?
all the time you want,
What
Representative.
did, after the amendment that I voted to make it stronger,
Okay.
what did that bill do, literally?
It would restrict the state of Louisiana from acting on any kind of WHO amendments or
Right.
treaties. that
So
were
do we do,
posed.
would it strengthen Louisiana current rules of law as it is now, the way it was amended at the very end?
Yes.
It
We
would
were very
codify,
much-
it wouldn't strengthen, it wouldn't change Louisiana law.
I don't believe it would change Louisiana law.
Right.
It would strengthen.
It would just
Louisiana.
make it to where we don't have to listen to the WHO or CDC,
Are
which
you
I
saying
don't
we can
believe we
bring it
should.
back?
We're in Louisiana, we should make rules for our people, right?
I totally agree. Yes.
So
absolutely.
another question about being ethical.
Yes.
What's ethical or not ethical for me to vote on this bill? Do you know? Do you know the code of ethics for us, whether we can vote or have to
No, I'm
recuse
not.
ourselves?
I have not read your code of
So
ethics.
the only thing that we cannot do is benefit ourselves. So this is across the board for the whole state, and that's why I can vote on this bill. Just wanted to make sure you and I were on the same page.
Okay.
And I do, even though you and I do not agree a lot, I do appreciate you coming here and fighting for what you believe in.
Thank you so much, Rep. Turner. I really appreciate that. And if we ever have the opportunity to bring 372 back, I look forward to your yes vote on that.
You have my personal guarantee because I don't believe the WHO or CDC should control what Louisiana does.
Rock on. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Sure. Thank
You
you.
have certainly are entitled to that, Representative Turner, as a member of this committee. Representative Cox, you've been waiting.
Basically, he's taking. I just did not like the attack, and I think it's kind of uncalled for, and I think at some points we're gonna have to. Well, you already taken care of the matter, so it's done now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Representative Cox. I don't think there's any question. As the chairman, I will defend all of you from any attack of any sort. Certainly, that was uncalled for because we're supposed to be testifying, not humiliating people from that seat. So, Representative Eccles, you have a question.
No, just a statement. If you look at those vaccines that I mentioned before, and part of my line of questioning was to set up how I was going to vote on this bill, just because of the decorum in the room, I'm actually going to support the bill now. Of the list of vaccines